Hey gamers, if you and your friends think you know each other pretty well and you can decide which player fits which cards best, then you want to check out one of us. Let's take a look at how this game plays. In this game, each player will have a dinosaur card in front of them to denote which color they are, and then they'll have one of each color in their hand for each player that's in the game. For example, if nobody was playing the yellow dinosaur, we would take that out of our hand. We just need one for each player, including ourselves. Each turn, one of the cards from the deck of 15 will flip over, and it'll be some kind of image or a phrase or a song. So this one is a calendar and a clock. And then we will just, without discussing, decide who we think best fits that card. So if this is maybe, makes me think of somebody who's always on time and I think I'm always on time, maybe I'll pick myself, and you'll put that card face down. When everybody has selected a card, we'll flip them all over, and if more than half of the people at the table match, then you've gotten that right and you will get that card as a point. If you guys are all over the place, less than half of you match, then you would discard that card and you wouldn't get that point. If you get 10 out of 15 of the cards in the deck, you will win that game. And there's a lot of different cards in there, so you can keep playing without even having to repeat cards for a while. I thought this game sounded pretty cool in concept. I thought it sounded kind of similar to other party games that I've played, where you're playing cooperatively and you're just trying to decide who fits a category best, or who fits, in this case, an image or a quote or a song best. So I thought it was an interesting thing, but the way that it played, there's obviously not a lot of discussion beforehand. You can have a little bit of discussion after, but at that point you've already gained or lost the points. So it doesn't really lead into a ton of conversation. And I thought it was a little bit too easy to kind of gimmick the game. I saw in some plays that some people, if it was a song, they always picked a certain person because they listen to the most music. Or if it was a scenic outdoor scene, they always picked the same person because they're the one that likes outside the best. And even if you didn't really think that picture went with them, people weren't really thinking about it, they just kind of went with that, and that kind of took a little bit of the fun out of the game. People, it seemed weren't evaluating each picture individually. They were just kind of going okay, it's outside, it's this person. So it was easier to win, but a little less fun in my opinion. And that comes down to player group a lot too. You could play with extra rules about you can't do something like that. You have to really think about who goes with it, or you have to have a real reason for why you picked a person, things like that. But that's going to be really group dependent, so it might play a little bit differently depending on who you play with or kind of how they interpret things. But overall, I thought that the game just needed a little something else. I'm not really sure what it was, but it sat a little bit flat for me. I just wish it was a little bit more interesting. But if you are somebody who likes a really simple cooperative game that's really quick to play, only 15 cards per game that you're going to use, then you might be interested in this one. But you can check out my full thoughts on the blog today to decide if this one's for you.